of the Always Believe House. Today we're going to finish up Staar Review Category 3, and then you're going to have time to study for your Staar test next week. You are going to do wonderful. This is a pretty good category, a pretty hard category, because you're actually writing the equations of lines, and it's kind of tedious. A lot of processes, okay? We're going to go through this, and you are going to do wonderful. So a magical whiteboard appears, and let's start rocking and rolling. Okay, yesterday we ended up by getting a line that's parallel to one. Today we're going to do one where the line is perpendicular. And remember, a perpendicular slope, if I have A over B, let me write it better. If I have A over B as my slope, the perpendicular slope is going to be negative B over A, right? Okay, so the opposite reciprocal is how you get the perpendicular slope. I'm going to do two of these for you, okay? So let's do number 16. Okay, I need the slope of this line. And remember, the slope is negative A over B for standard, right? That's going to give me negative 2 over 3. So the slope of this line is negative 2 over 3. And I want a line that's perpendicular to that. And I taught y'all to do this, right? So I'm going to flip it and change the sign. That's going to be 3 over 2. That's my M. This is my point, negative 8 comma 5. That's my X and Y, right? I'm going to plug this into point slope and switch it. Okay, the more you do this, the easier it gets. So we're going to have Y minus 5 equals 3 over 2, parentheses X plus 8. Remember, your X and Y, the signs will flip when you plug it into point slope. Now then, the first step I taught you to do is to get rid of that denominator. The opposite of divide by 2 is to multiply by 2. The 2's cancel out, and this 3 goes to the right, doesn't it? So I'm going to get 2y minus 10 equals 3x plus 24. Now then, I want standard form. So the next thing I'm going to do is move this 10 over. So plus 10, and I'm going to get 2y equals 3x plus 34. Now then, if I want mx plus b, I divide by 2. If I want standard, the 3x goes to the left. I want standard, so I'm going to move the 3x across, and that's going to give me negative 3x plus 2y equals 34. And lastly, make the x positive. 3x minus 2y equals negative 34. Ding, 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 ding. That's my standard form. I'm going to let you do 17 on your own. Number 18, please don't miss this. It's not hard. Draw an xy axis, and then a line that's y equal 5 is going to look like this in it. And then I want a line that's perpendicular to it that goes through this point. So negative 2 comma 3 would be down here somewhere, right? If I draw a line that's perpendicular to that, let me draw the line straighter, it's going to do this in it. Okay, so this line crosses the x-axis, and it crosses the x-axis at negative 2. That's how you would write that equation, okay? If it were parallel, it would be y equal what? Okay? Just remember how to do that. Draw a picture, it usually helps. Okay, let's go to the next ones. On these right here, draw a picture. Please do not miss these. Okay, these are missed a lot. I don't think y'all are drawing the picture what it looks like. I'm going to do all three of these for you, okay? Please don't miss this. A line is parallel to the x-axis, so draw an xy axis, and then put the point 2 comma 5. 2 comma 5 is somewhere up here, right? 2 up 5, right? And then it says it's parallel to the x-axis. If it's parallel to the x-axis, it's going to go through here. And then put xy right here. What axis does my blue line cross? It crosses the y-axis. If it's parallel to the x-axis, it will not cross the x-axis. Okay? So this right here is going to be y equals 5. That's all you have to do, okay? Piece of cake. Let's go to number 20. If it were perpendicular to the x-axis, it would be x equal 2, right? The answer is either x equal 2 or y equal 5. Let's go to the next problem. Draw an xy axis. Plot this point. Negative 3 comma 2 is right up here somewhere. Let me do this. Do it in another color. Then it says the line is perpendicular to the x-axis. If it's perpendicular to the x-axis, it goes through the x-axis. So the line looks like this. Okay? And it's going to either be x equal -3 or y equal 2. This line goes to the x-axis, so the answer is x equals -3. Let's go to number 21. Hopefully you get this right. You will probably have a problem like this on your test. Draw the picture and draw the picture and draw what they're wanting for. Okay, so draw an xy axis. Put the dot at -2, -1, which is down here, right? Then it says it's perpendicular to the y-axis. If it's perpendicular to the y-axis, it will go through the y-axis. So it's going to do this. Then put x and y by your point. The answer is either x equal -2 or it's y equal -1. This line does not cross the x-axis. So the answer is y equals -1. Ho, 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 ho. Please don't miss this on your test. Let's go to the next one. Okay, write linear inequalities in two variables given a table of values, a graph, or a verbal description. Okay, on this one we have the graph, okay? And we're going to write a y and then an mx plus b and then put some kind of inequality here. Okay, so I need my slope and my y-intercept. So right here is going to be 4, that's my b. Now then get the slope, it goes through right here and right here, so I'm going down and over, right? I'm going down 2 and over 1, so my m is -2 over 1 or -2. Okay, so I'm going to write my equation, -2x plus 4, and then put my y. Now then, this graph is shaded up. If it's shaded up, you're going to put greater than. The line is dashed, so I will not put an equal bar. That's all you got to do. Okay, line shaded down, less than, line shaded up, greater than. Put your pencil on the line and then go either up or down into the shaded area. You are going up into the shaded area. Do not go right or left. Go up or down because we have y to the left. Let's go to the next one. Bubba Bob needs to eat a combination of no more than 8 Whataburgers and malts. Whataburgers and malts. That's good. Write this as an inequality and graph it. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do x for the Whataburgers and y for the malts. He's got to eat a combination of no more than 8. No more than 8 includes 8. 8 is no more than 8, okay? So it has to be less than or equal to 8. Now then on this one, we're going to put a dot on the y-axis at 8, a dot on the x-axis. We're going to put a solid line. And then we want to be less than that, right? So actually it's just going to be up here in the first quadrant, right? That's all the combinations of no more than 8, okay? Let's go to 24. Jimmy John needs to eat a combination of at least 9. At least 9 means more than 9, right? Stuffed crabs and boudin balls. Stuffed crabs and boudin balls. Yum, 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 okay? So this is going to be x plus y has to be at least 9. At least does not include. At least 8 is not 8. It's more than 8, right? So greater than 9, okay? 9 is not at least 9. 10 is at least 9, okay? So we're going to do 9 and 9. We're going to draw a dashed line. And we need a combination more than that, right? So it's everything above that line. Stuffed crabs and boudin balls. Okay, continuing on. Let's go to the next page. These are going to kind of get simpler, which is why we only did 2 pages of that class yesterday. Write the graph, and okay, on this one right here, you got to write a systems of 2 equations. Give a table of values, a graph, or a verbal description. So I did 2 verbal descriptions and a graph. So on this one right here, we're going to write down the mx plus b's of both lines, okay? So this line right here will cross at 3, that's our b, and then the slope is going to go from here down and over. So the slope is going down to right 3. So my m is equal to -2 over 3. So that's one line. Y equals -2 over 3x plus 3. My next line, okay, let's do the next line in a different color. My y-intercept is -2, and the slope goes up and to the right, up 2, right 1. My m is 2 over 1, or 2. So I'm going to have y equals 2x minus 2. And this is the answer. So the intersection point is 2, 2. If they give you the graph, you can automatically get the answer because you can just look at the intersection point, right? Continuing on, let's go to the next one. Bob purchased 32 chicken livers and gizzards. You could go to Hart's Chicken in Rosenberg and get these. Okay, so 32 livers and gizzards. So I know x plus y equals 32. Each liver is x, cost $1.20. So 1.2x plus 0.8y equals $30.40. And what we're going to find here is how many of each he ordered, okay? Now then, use the calculator. I'm not going to do this for you, but you would hit menu because I already did it. 3, 2, enter, right? It would just take too long for me to type it in. Menu 3, 2, enter, and I'm going to get X and Y. That's going to be how many chicken livers and gizzards he ordered. If you add them up, it should be 32. Let's go to the next problem. Okay. Jimmy John went to Thibodeau's Cajun Cuisine restaurant for supper. He purchased boudin balls and stuffed crabs. So boudin balls and stuffed crabs, that's for X and Y. A stuffed crab, which is Y, cost equals more than is plus, and then a boudin ball is X. So Y equals X plus 1.2. That's how I got that equation. So a stuffed crab cost, the cost is your equal, so I have Y equal, and then more than means to add. I'm adding an X and $1.20. I could have put 1.2 plus X, but I flipped it around. 1.2 plus, or X plus 1.2. He purchased 12 boudin balls and 3 stuffed crabs for $30.60. So a boudin ball is X. So 12X plus 3Y equals 30.60. Same thing. You will do menu 3, 2, enter, and then you get your X equal, Y equal. That's the cost of one of them. And then you want to find this amount. So you'll do 15 times something, get that answer, 2 times something, get that answer, and then add them up and get the total amount, right? Make sure you answer what they're asking for, okay? So on this problem right here, we want to find this amount and also write the price of each. So I want these two numbers and I want that total amount of the new order, right? So make sure you're asking what they're asking for. And make sure you know how to do the menu 3, 2, enter. Look at yesterday's video to figure out how to do that. Continuing on, let's keep going. Solve a linear equation in one variable. Okay, to do this, you're going to do menu 3, 1. Okay, and I'm going to do one problem with you. We're just going to type this into the equation, menu 3, 1. So go to your calculator, make sure you're in the scratch pad, menu, algebra, and then we're going to do numerical solve. And notice it starts with Insolve and then it has parentheses, right? So we're going to type the equation in, negative 5, 5.25 plus 3.1x, negative 5, parentheses, and then it's 5.25 plus 3.1, 5.25x, plus 3.1, close the parentheses. Notice there's several parentheses. You always want a parentheses on the right when you're doing this. If you don't have a parentheses on the right, it will not work. Now then, let's keep typing in the equation. Equals negative 6.2 equals negative 6.2. Notice I did not put a minus, I put the negative. And then we're going to start another parentheses. And then in that parentheses, 2.5x plus 1.9. 2.5x plus 1.9, close the parentheses. This is what you got to put in the end. What letter did I put in? I put in X, didn't I? So after you finish typing in the equation, you must hit comma, and comma is to the left of the O, the bottom left-hand key. You got to hit comma and then the X. If you don't do that, it will not work. Now then hit enter, and bam. The X is negative 3.4. Did I put it in right? I think I did. Okay, so negative 3.46. So X equals negative 3.46. Did I put that in right? 2.5x plus 1.9. Yes, I did. Negative 6.2. And then negative 5. That would be it, okay? Normally, that won't give you a big decimal like that. It's just going to work out, okay? That one I probably messed up when I was doing it in, okay? Now then, two more things. Write these two down. Write down 2x plus 5 equals 2x minus 3. Okay, write that equation down and let's type that into Insolve. Okay, so menu 3, 1, and then 2x plus 5 equals, and then 2x minus 3, 2x minus 3, and then hit comma x. Notice on this equation, when I move the 2x to the left, the x's will cancel out. If the x's cancel out, two things could happen. On this one right here, after the x's cancel out, you got 5 equal negative 3. Is that true? It is not true. This equation cannot be solved. The answer would be no solution. Let's see what the problem gives us. No solution found because 5 does not equal negative 3. You might end up with this on your test, okay? Now then, let's put, so this would be no solution, okay? The other thing that could happen, we'll write down 3x plus 1 equals 3x plus 1. If I solved this for x, I would move the 3x over and the x's would cancel out, wouldn't they? And I would have 1 equal 1. That means anything you put into that equation works. It should be infinitely many solutions. So let's plug this into Insolve. Menu 3, 1. And then type in 3x plus 1 equals 3x plus 1. Then hit comma x. So you type in your equation, comma x. Remember, control divide gives you a fraction if you need a fraction. Then hit enter, and bam, I get 0. And this really, now then, 0 is not the answer, is it? Because the x's canceled out, okay? That 0 would not be the answer. It would be infinitely many solutions. So make sure you do not make that error on the test, okay? Zero's one of the answers, but it's infinitely many solutions because it's not x equals 0, is it? Write that down. It's not x equals 0, it's infinitely many solutions. Very good to know. So if you get x equals 0, look up there, do the arithmetic, and see if the x's cancel out. If the x's cancel out, it's going to be infinitely many solutions. I will let you do 29 and 30 on your own. Menu 3, 1, you're going to type it in. Remember, you'll type it in, then you'll hit comma x. That's what it'll look like in Insolve. On this one, you'll type it in, and then you'll have comma x. So those red parentheses are automatically given to you. You type it in, and then hit comma x at the end and hit enter, and it will give you the value of x. Let's go down to 31. On 31, you cannot do an inequality on the calculator, but you can do Insolve. So on this problem here, use Insolve. And then you have to use the math to get the inequality. So let's go and use Insolve. So menu 3, 1. And then we're going to type in the equation. 8x minus 5 equals, and you can't use the inequality, can you? You got to use equals, and then 2 parentheses 4x minus 3, 2 parentheses 4x minus 3, close the parentheses, comma x, and then hit enter. No solution found. That means the x's cancel out. So the inequality will be false, okay? So on this one right here, it's no solution. Now then, what happens? We're going to have 8x minus 5. Jiminy crickets. Greater than 8x minus 6. The 8x's cancel out. Negative 5 greater than negative 6. That's false, isn't it? If it's false, the answer would be no solution. If it were true, it would be infinitely many solutions. Negative, is that right? Negative 5 is greater than negative 6. Negative 5 is greater than negative 6. Why is not infinitely many solutions? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, on this one right here, it's not no solution. Okay? Sorry about that. If it were an equation, it would be no solution. So solve it out. If it's no solution, what it's saying is the x's cancel out, okay? If it says no solution or 0, maybe the x's will cancel out. So if you do this right here, do you see the 8x's that cancel out? If the x's cancel out, you write down true or false. Is -5 more than -6? Yes, it is. That's true. So the answer would be infinitely many solutions. I'm sorry I messed you up on that. Now that this was pretty simple to solve, the Insolve here kind of led you in the wrong way, but it did tell you that the x's cancel out. If the x's cancel out, you're either going to write down true or false. If it were false, it would be no solution. Let's go to the next one. This one, the x's won't cancel out, so let's type this in, okay? So we're going to do menu 3-1 again. And then we're going to type in -3x plus 15. 3x plus 15 equals, and then I'm going to go here and 4 parentheses x minus 2, 4 parentheses x minus 2, close parentheses, then I'm going to hit comma x. Now then, this is going to tell me what the x should be. Hit enter, and I get 3.28571. That's a fraction in it. Okay, so I need to solve for this fraction, but I know it's going to be 3 and something, okay? So let's go over here. -3x plus 15 greater than or equal to 4x minus 8. Did I put that in right? -3x plus 15. And then 4 parentheses x minus 2. I put that in right. Okay, let's find out what it is. Okay, it will work, okay? So I'm going to move the x to the left. So move the x to the left, and I'm going to get -7x plus 15 greater than or equal to -8. Then move that 15 over. So -7x greater than or equal to -23. And then when I divide by -7, this flips. And it's going to be x and then 23 over 7. Guess what happens if I punch 23 over 7? I get that decimal, okay? I'll get the 3.28571. So if you put your answer choices in and just hit Control Divide, you'll match up that decimal, okay? The key on this is to flip that inequality. The calculator will not give you the inequality. Let's do number 33, and we'll do this by hand because it's pretty simple. So the first step is to distribute the 12. So I'm going to get 12x plus 12 plus 3x less than 57. Now that I'm going to group my x's, the x's are on the same side, so I'm going to add them up, 15x, move the 12 across, and I get 12x less than 45. Or 15x less than 45. Now then, there's no negative x, so the inequality won't flip. So if you divide by 15, you'll get x less than 3. Okay? If we were to do menu 3-1, enter, and type this in, we would get 3 for the answer, okay? It's an easy way to get this number with the calculator if you do menu Insolve, okay? Let's turn the page, and we got 3 more left. The fun is almost over. So let's keep going. Okay, on these right here, we're going to set up a system of linear equations, and we're just going to do menu 3-2, enter. Okay, so don't worry about doing these by hand. Just use the calculator on the STAR test. If you stay in the pre-AP track, make sure you can do these by hand. Okay, so really quickly. Jimmy John went to the river bottom to hunt so his mom could make gumbo for supper. Okay, he was able to kill 4 more possums than raccoons. So we have x and y, and he killed more possums than raccoons. So x is going to equal to y plus 3, right? So x is the raccoons. X is the possum. Y is the raccoons, okay? So we killed more possums than raccoons. That's where the y plus 3 comes from. So x equals y plus 3. Each raccoon averaged about 3 pounds, and each possum averaged right at 4 pounds. So the x is possums, and the y is raccoons. Okay, the total weight was 30 pounds, okay? So our equations are going to be x equals y plus 3. And then each raccoon is y, average 3 pounds, so 3y plus 4x for the possums, and the total weight was 30 pounds. Okay, right and solve that gives you the number of each that he hunted. So you're going to type that menu 32 enter into the calculator, and you will get x equal y equal, okay? Menu 32 enter, type them in, and get the x and the y. Let's go to the next one. Bubba Bob went to Paradise Pawn Shop to get his girlfriend Emma Sue a necklace for her birthday. He's splurging. The necklace featured a golden pentagon, surrounded by 18 cubic zirconium and lab-generated rubies. Oh, he's splurging. Okay, so let's make the zirconium x and the rubies y. So we know that we have x plus y equals 18. Okay, so we have a total number of 18 rubies and diamonds, okay? Okay, the necklace cost is based on the cost of zirconium and fake rubies. Each zirconium is $2, so the zirconium was x, and each fake ruby cost y. The total cost of the necklace was $33, so 2x plus 1.5y equals 33. Write and solve a system of equations to find the number of zirconiums and fake rubies. So right here, you're going to type this into the equation. This is 33. Y'all seeing how I'm getting this? Make sure you label your x and y. Just set these up. Most of these are standard equations. You'll do menu 32 enter. And then they just want to know what x and y is. X equals y equals, okay? Make sure you know that x was what? The zirconiums and y is the rubies. Make sure you're aware of that. Continuing on the last problem. Okay. Unbeknown to Bubba Bob, on the back of the Pentagon, Emma Sue found the inscription to Cindy with love. Never, ever buy jewelry in a pawn shop. Because you don't know who had it before. It could be to another lady. Bubba Bob is in trouble. She immediately threw the necklace back at Bubba Bob and said their relation was over. Guys, it is over. To cope with her grief, she went to Hart's Chicken to get some gizzards and livers. A gizzard cost, so a gizzard is x, cost equals 20 cents less than is minus, but on less than we got to flip, don't we? And the liver is y. So that equation is going to be x equals y minus 0.2. So a chicken gizzard, the x is a chicken gizzard, cost 20 cents less than a liver. So remember, if you have less than, you got to flip it. Make sure you do that, okay? Emma Sue purchased 24 lizards, and the livers are the chicken gizzards. Where do I have? Okay, livers. So a gizzard is x. So these are the gizzards, x, and the livers are y. So 24y plus 30x equals 31.8. Write and solve in this system to find the price of a chicken liver and the price of a gizzard, okay? So x and y would be the price of both of them, okay? Type that into the calculator, menu 32 enter. Okay, a gizzard x, make sure I did this right, a gizzard is x and a liver is y. So 24 livers is y plus 30 gizzards, that's it. So that's it. You would type that in and get your x and y, put it here. After the meal, she was still stricken. She ordered 12 more and 10 more. How much would this purchase be? And then you're going to use the same x and y and get that answer, okay? What a blast, okay? Y'all are done with the STAR reviews. The night before the STAR test, read through these packets, okay? Read through the packets and you are going to be fine. You're going to pass. Make sure you believe, okay? You're going to do well. Just keep believing in yourself. You are amazing. You are created to do wonderful things, and you are awesome.